let's get to the other surprise, because we're going to hear from the Warriors. They'll be on set, and we're going to have, I'm sure, the MVP here. We thought that would be Steph. At least that was the thought, I think, from some of us here. Were you surprised at all, G, that Durant gets the MVP over Steph despite the performance from Curry tonight, who ended up putting up 37?
Casey, I probably would have given the nod to Steph Curry, but they both were sensational. But it gets to that point what Chuck said, that Game 3 performance by Kevin Durant, one of the best in the finals, just a signature performance, on the road. As we always say, a playoff game doesn't start until the home team loses. And Kevin Durant came in here and just put it on them. And that combined with tonight's triple-double, you could make a case either way. I thought Steph Curry had 37, had a great first 2 games in the series. But Kevin Durant was just as sensational. And I don't know if there's ever been sort of like a debate about who's going to be the MVP, but they both were deserving, and Kevin Durant was just awesome.
Yeah, I would have voted for Steph personally because I thought he played better in 3 out of the 4 games. Obviously, Kevin was fantastic tonight. In Game 3. He was very good tonight. But I actually thought they made a conscious effort to try to get him. He shot the ball 30 times compared to Durant 17 times. I thought Steph forced some shots. But I could tell out of a timeout a couple times, they ran a set play for Steph. I do think they were trying to get him to release.
Now, we heard of that. Thank God there's only a 4-game series. Webb, we must at least point out, even though LeBron, by the way, we talked about before, leads the world with 10 of these in the NBA Finals, but a triple-double for Kevin Durant. So it wasn't like he had a bad game. He had 20 points and ended up having 12 rebounds and 10 assists. Another game where he filled the whole stat sheet.
Yeah, and we just saw the cumulative stats right there, and it seems that he had a better series. But from the eye test, you would have thought, hey, with the 9 3-pointers and the record that Steph Curry set, that maybe it is. But, when you watch this series, it was one player that did not look like the rest of them for Golden State. And the obvious mismatch for both teams was Kevin Durant. It just showed, especially in Game 3. And I think, Chuck said that's one of the best performances he's seen in the finals. I know for Grant myself it is too. And, a great performance like that wins it for your team. And we heard Clay say at this very desk that he gave Clay and Steph the night off. And that's the type of things you happen. But that's a great problem to have, right? 2 MVPs, first team with 2 MVPs under 30. And then we're trying to see who could get the MVP for the game. I think the future looks bright for this team.
A lot of people complained we sat before the season last year, right? Well, how could KD... What do you mean you went from Oklahoma City to the team that beat you? You can't do that in the super team. All the stuff we talked about. But do you think he's shut enough people up? Back-to-back championships, back-to-back NBA Final MVPs. I don't know what else he could do to prove that he made the right decision.
Well, he could have won one in Oklahoma City. That would have been a good decision, too. Listen. One of the reasons old heads like myself got mad, when a guy is great, if Michael Jordan had a winning play with the Lakers or the Celtics, they would have been unbeatable. I personally want to beat those guys. So listen, he had the right to do it. We didn't like it. We're never going to like it because we knew it was going to ruin the competitive balance.
But don't you give credit because he's been the best player in the 2 finals? Going back to what Webb was saying before, G, in our pregame about being that bus driver, or no?
Well, you got to give him credit. Look, he was a great player before he came to Golden State.
Yes.
I think what's really awesome is, how Golden State has accepted him and allowed him to come into this team that really didn't need him.
Yes.
Truth be told, 2 years ago, up 3-1 after Game 4, Draymond gets suspended. They very easily and probably should have won that championship in 2016. So now you bring in the best one-on-one player in the world, and it just works. It works. Steph, Clay, Durant, the chemistry, it speaks to the character in that locker room as they celebrate. But that's very uncommon, particularly in this day and age. And I think eventually over time people may forget it, but hey, it doesn't matter. He's got 2 chips, 2 championship MVPs, and very deserving.